We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Good evening, my darlings, and welcome to the new creature feature. New open, new spider webs, and most of all, a new couch. Yes. I am glad you like it. I got it at this Jim and Tammy I Have Sin sale. I hear there's another one of those sales coming up soon. Some guy down in Louisiana named Jimmy. Who knows, I might have all kinds of sinful furniture. The colors of this couch probably qualify. Well, tonight's movie would be a sin if it really happened. It's Orson Welles' famed broadcast in The Night That Panicked America. Don't you panic, though. I'll be right back in a moment. Me and my new couch. You will love it.
This could be the beginning of the end for the human race. For what men first thought were meteors or the often ridiculed flying saucers are in reality the flaming vanguard of the invasion from Mars.
Looks like they're gonna come out of that gully pretty soon. We'll have to rush our defenses to be ready when they do.
Going to need plenty of reinforcements.
We'll get them. Lieutenant! Look!
They slash across country like scythes, wiping out everything that's trying to get away from them.
That explains why communication is cut the moment their machines begin moving.
Montreal's blacked out. Nothing more's come through.
Same thing that happened on the Pacific coast. Anything from them yet?
No, Mr. Secretary, we've had nothing from San Francisco for over 5 hours.
The nations of the world mobilize their armed might, rushing to defend the Earth against the unknown weapons of the super race from the Red Planet. Is there nothing that can stop the Martian death machines?
Guns, tanks, bombs, they're like toys against them.
We know now that we can't beat their machines. We've got to beat them.
All over the world, human beings cower before the onslaught of these unearthly enemies, whom no one has ever seen. Panic that sweeps around the globe as the great masses of mankind flee blindly in a headlong stampede of hysteria.
But you stay cool because next week we have three movies in one.
I do not like that thing.
Each story is simply true.
That's Tales That Witness Madness. Next week on the Creature feature, starring Kim Novak, Donald Pleasance, and John Collins. This movie is scary because John Collins stars and the movie has nothing to do with sex.
No one would have believed in the middle of the 20th century that human affairs were being watched keenly and closely by intelligences greater than man's. Yet, across the gulf of space on the planet Mars, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic regarded our Earth with envious eyes, slowly and surely drawing their plans against us. Mars is more than 140 million miles from the sun, and for centuries it has been in the last stages of exhaustion. At night, temperatures drop far below zero, even at its equator. The inhabitants of this dying planet looked across space with instruments and intelligences of which we have scarcely dreamed, searching for another world to which they could migrate. They could not go to Pluto, outermost of all planets, and so cold that its atmosphere lies frozen on its surface. They couldn't go to Neptune or Uranus, twin worlds in eternal night and perpetual cold, both surrounded by an unbreathable atmosphere of methane gas and ammonia vapor. The Martians considered Saturn an attractive world with its many moons and beautiful rings of cosmic dust, but its temperature is close to 270 degrees below zero, and ice lies 15,000 miles deep on its surface. Their nearest world was giant Jupiter, where there are titanic cliffs of lava and ice with hydrogen flaming at the tops, where the atmospheric pressure is terrible, thousands of pounds to the square inch. They couldn't go there, nor could they go to Mercury, the nearest planet to the sun. It has no air, and the temperature at its equator is that of molten lead. Of all the worlds that the intelligences on Mars could see and study, only our own warm Earth was green with vegetation, bright with water, and possessed a cloudy atmosphere eloquent of fertility. It did not occur to mankind that a swift fate might be hanging over us, or that from the blackness of outer space we were being scrutinized and studied, until the time of our nearest approach to the orbit of Mars during a pleasant summer season.
Regarding the imminent meteor strikes across the United Kingdom was confirmed this morning at 6 a.m.
que gana por ejemplo.
No one would have believed in the early years of the 21st century that this world was being watched keenly and closely by intelligences far greater than our own. That as men busied themselves about their various concerns, we were being scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacency, Men went to and fro over this globe about their little affairs, serene in their assurance of our empire over this world. Yet across the gulf of space, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic regarded this earth with envious eyes, and slowly and surely they drew their plans against us.
Keep your eyes on me. Now you're gonna want to look around. But you're not going to, are you?
Rachel!
This movie is so bad. Let's try and forget about it. And what better way to forget than with some music? Yes, indeed. It's time to sing along with Misty. My name is Brew. I'm going to rap for you. I got a tune that goes something like this. So listen up. You don't want to miss. Please never laugh when the hearse goes by, because you may be the next to die. To wrap you up in the bloody red sheet and bury you under 6 feet deep. It all goes well in about a week, then the worms crawl in, then the worms crawl out. They eat your eyes and eat your nose, and then they eat the goodies between your toes. So never laugh when the hearse goes by. I've just told you the reasons why.
Few men even considered the possibility of life on other planets. And yet, across the gulf of space, minds immeasurably superior to ours regarded this Earth with envious eyes. And slowly and surely, they drew their plans against us.
This is Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds, The New Generation. Featuring Liam Neeson, Gary Barlow, and a new generation of stars.
My life will be forever autumn.
The new double album, out now.
Hi, human creatures. Pick up t-shirts, posters, pins, and more at my official Misty Brew store at cafepress.com/Misty Brew.
Just be yourself.
What a picture. It says, Dear Misty Brew, your Friday night horror show, Creature Feature, is the greatest. I have been a fan of horror films for many years and have a large collection of posters and lobby cards from all kinds of horror films. The largest part of my collection are masks, and I have enclosed many photos. The photo of me as the Fly is what happened to me after watching Curse of the Fly. Monstrously yours, Bill. Well, Bill, all I really have to say is stay away from the raid.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. We know now that as human beings busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over this small, spinning fragment of solar driftwood, which by chance or design, man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space. Yet, across an immense ethereal gulf, minds that are to our minds as ours are to the beasts in the jungle, intellects vast, cool, and unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes, and slowly and surely drew their plans against us.
Wait, love, until the war is over. And oh, at night, with heart set free, when the fight was over.
In 1965, a film crew captured the memories of the last living survivor of the war between Earth and Mars that took place at the turn of the 20th century. This is a motion picture presentation of that eyewitness account.
It's the scientific discovery of our time.
The men from the stars, the creatures from the heavens.
They're coming!
They may come here. We have many.
Envious eyes.
War of the Worlds, the true story.
Imagine for a moment that you're in the gay 90s, headed for an evening at the best spot in town.
Bartender, 3 more blue ribbons.
Imagine you're here to enjoy the great premium beer of the day, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
More Pabst.
Pabst was brewed for people who really liked beer.
3 more blue ribbons. Bartender.
This was the time Pabst was the beer. And now that you've imagined what the gay 90s were like, you know what our beer's all about. good old-time flavor. Original Pabst Blue Ribbon beer is still brewed today the old-time premium way by the first of the great Milwaukee brewers.
Well, that is it for another KBSI Creature feature. Next week it is The Legacy, Friday night at 11:30. Remember this thought. Until next week, my darlings. A man who puts his foot in his mouth sometimes ends up with his sock in his jaw. Good night, my darlings.
Hey, human creatures, come see me, Misty Brew, at Cape Comic-Con on April 19th to the 21st, 2015, at the Osage Center in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. See you there.